Episode 1, here we go. The continuum of management and leadership. So, friends, the first and foremost point which distinguishes a manager from a leader is that management is based on mistrust, where the essential ingredient of leadership is, and its bedrock is that of trust. Now, in management jargon, you say, I am empowering my employees. I am going to give them freedom to operate in their own sphere. I'm going to delegate authority. But one thing is certain, in management, you are essentially mistrusting your employees. If you see the type of performance appraisal data and reports which people in the best of organizations are supposed to submit, sometimes I really wonder that we are spending less time doing things and more time in reporting what we are doing. And essentially, it is an element of control. You do not trust your employees. You want to be sure that they are actually doing the task for which they have been assigned, and are they proceeding in the right direction. On the other hand, in case of leadership, the whole bedrock is trust. When a leader consigns duty to a follower, when he finds some of his followers are showing leadership skills and attributes and potential, more importantly, because leadership has to be cultivated and built, then, friends, he reposes trust in his followers. And then, if there is a breach of trust, it is not merely a simple dereliction of duty, it is a huge criminal breach of trust in the heart and mind of the leader. So the point number 1, which we are going to talk and have talked, is that management is based on mistrust, whereas leadership is based on the bedrock of trust. Point number 2, management essentially looks at the objectives of your unit. I'm controlling a division, I may be a joint secretary in Government of India. As long as my targets are being met, I am really not bothered as to what is happening to the other divisions. In every organization, in the multinational companies, in governmental sectors, in the so-called well-managed, efficient public sector undertakings, we find that at the end of the day, you are going to be assessed as to how you have delivered with reference to your organizational objectives. And therefore, people tend to focus on the objectives of your unit, division, or whatever charge is under your control. As a deputy commissioner of the district, you will say, as long as my district is fine, I don't really care if River Satluj is going to hit on the other side. That is management. A leadership is looking at the wider picture, at the organization as a whole, as his constituency as a whole, as the country as a whole, as the mission as a whole. And what the leader is saying is not what is happening in my division. It is not what is happening in my headquarters here, but what is happening to the mission. So therefore, it is an overall responsibility for the entire entity which a leadership takes, which the leader takes, and correspondingly trickles down also to his followers. So it is not just about your unit and getting your personal targets achieved and personal dividends and rewards coming to you. It is about caring for everyone in the organization and caring for the objectives and the overall mission of the organization. That distinguishes leaders from managers. We talk, point number 3, in terms of incentives and penalties. A manager invariably or predominantly, he relies on penalties. He will apportion the blame. He will never take the responsibility. He will say to begin with, hey guys, you've got to achieve this. These are the resources at your command and control. And should you not do so, well, you may lose your promotion, your increments may be stopped, the bonus may not be up to your expectation. So therefore, the tool of management, of coaxing, of persuasion, of negotiation in the hands of a manager is penalties, and he, if things goes wrong, is very, very unwilling to take on responsibility himself. He will apportion the blame. In governmental system, we often are talking in terms of fixing responsibility when things go wrong. Who was responsible to what extent? On the other hand, what does a leader do? A leader distributes the credit. When the mission is successful, the leader does not get onto the rostrum, to the pulpit and say, hey, I have achieved this. He says, these people, I am nothing. And he says not as a rhetoric. He's saying from the core of his heart that I am nothing. What am I as a single individual? It is this whole conglomeration, congregation of my followers who have achieved this. So as distinct from a manager who's busy apportioning the blame, the leader distributes the credit. And when things go wrong, he takes responsibility on himself and says, I am responsible. What a fundamental underlying difference between a manager. So this is the end of episode 1. We'll continue, don't go away. And if you think this and the forthcoming episodes are going to be of use to you and your friends, please share, please comment, please like, and above all, subscribe. You will find interesting things on this manager leadership continuum.